Hello everybody, my name is Bethel Ondiek. I go by Be A Lot. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed, kindly please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and do not forget to click that notification button so you can be notified as soon as I post a video in the near future. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this video. Today I will be talking about self-care or self-care routine. And self-care, this is one of those words that's easily thrown around on a daily basis. But what is self-care? What actually is the definition of self-care? So self-care is an activity that one deliberately does to take care of themselves. So you can do it to take care of yourself emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, or even socially. An easier and simpler definition that I often share with people close to me is self-care is taking care of yourself. Self-care, taking care of yourself. No more, no less. Most people, there's like this belief that self-care ought to be expensive or fancy or luxurious, and it's things like spa day or an expensive vacation or maybe wine on a bathtub, and those are great, especially if you can afford it. But that does not really encompass what a self-care is or what a self-care routine should look like. So what is not self-care? What are the things that are not self-care? Things that I personally consider not self-care. Self-care should not be expensive. Anytime you try to strain financially to do something to take care of yourself, then maybe you need to think twice. Remember, the goal is to take care of yourself. You don't want to put another strain on yourself as you try to take care of yourself. Number two, self-care should not be luxurious. Find simple things that you enjoy and love doing. Number three, self-care does not have to make you feel guilty. I have had people share with me personally that they do something and they feel guilty about it. Well, if it's something that you need to do to take care of yourself and you feel guilty about it, maybe it's not working for you. Find something else. You do not need to feel guilty. Listen to me. You do not need to feel guilty taking care of yourself. Period. Taking care of yourself should be a priority. It's important. Anytime you feel guilt, find something else. Maybe that particular activity is not working for you. And I've had this from a few people, but I think it's still very important to share. Self-care is not a sign of weakness. Not at all. I think every single individual or person needs to have a self-care routine. It is not a sign of weakness. I personally believe that I'm one of the strongest women alive, and I have a self-care routine. I have days that I need to distress. I have days that I need to actually take off and just be me and do something that I love. So self-care is definitely not a sign of weakness. So what are the three golden rules that I personally go by, or that I used when I was first formulating my self-care routine, that I would highly recommend to anybody who does not have a self-care routine? Number one is stick to the basic. Go basic. Find things that you love doing. Find things that you already know how to do. Find things that will not overwhelm you in one way or the other, especially financially. So for example, one of my really simple self-care routine is going to the farmer's market during the weekends. I love it. I enjoy it. It's sometimes to just go there and buy absolutely nothing, but just walking across the streets and looking at the different vendors and asking questions, looking at people's behavior. That's so satisfying for me. So find things that will not overwhelm, will not take so much of your time, and so on and so forth. Number two, actively plan your self-care activity into your calendar. So find things that you can easily incorporate into your daily routine or your weekly routine or your monthly routine. Don't find something that you don't have time for. Do not find things that you cannot actually do. So for instance, another self-care activity that I do a lot, I love and enjoy cleaning. So over the weekends, I'm always like trying to clean my house and my apartment or my room or whatever, and it works for me. It's a self-care routine for me. So it doesn't cost me anything. I play some loud, nice, good African or Caribbean or country music and just like really clean and enjoy that. And it's so distressing for me. So find things that you can incorporate easily into your calendar. And number three is be conscious. Be of conscious mind of the things that you do. This is so simple. Have a purpose. Why are you doing that particular activity? To take care of yourself. So the goal is to take care of yourself. Anytime you do it, without the goal in mind, it's not going to work. So always be of conscious mind in order for you to form like a good self-care routine. Stick to the basics, actively plan, and be of conscious mind. So if you do not have a self-care routine, I highly recommend and encourage you to work on one. It will take time, but please, you need a self-care routine. Everybody needs a self-care routine. It's always going to be different for everybody. So if you're going to create a self-care routine, these are the 3 things that I would tell you. Self-care routine is different for everybody. Don't expect what you will do to work for somebody else, and I don't expect what I'm doing to work for you. Find things that you know how to do, and I will share these 3 things with you guys, especially the ones that do not have a self-care routine, that you can use to help you create a good self-care routine. Number 1, find things that you already know how to do and you enjoy doing. Number 2, be consistent. And number 3, be intentional. Nothing will ever give you better results like things that you love how to do, consistency, and intentionality. That's it. For you to have a good self-care routine, and always remember that you're unique. Whatever you do will only work for you and not for somebody else. There are things that we may share in common, but that's just a commonality of how the human system works. But whatever will work for you differently compared to somebody else. So find things that you enjoy how to do. Remember, you're always unique, and please stay consistent and have the self-care routine. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful day.